and talk about our bridge to the future called leadership. Two elements of that bridge we already can establish because we talked about it in previous chapters. First one is that we make up our mind and formulate our intention or our entire set of intentions. We think about our own intentions, our boss's intentions, and the intention of others around us. Having done that exercise, we are fully aware of wills and counter-wills in ourselves and have a good idea about our surrounding. We do not actively judge those wills, we are just aware of them. And of course, we prioritize one intention, as we said, by saying, I want this. If we are executing our boss's intention, we have to make his intention our own intention and say, I want this. Although we are executing external intention. I didn't say that before in such a clear way, so I do repeat. Management is about making external intention our own intention and communicate it as our own to our co-workers by saying, I want this. Second element of that bridge is that we update stage one, our current situation. Describe task, risk, and emotions as good as possible. I do say update because we should be aware of stage one in our area of activity all the time. We do accept uncertainties in this for sure, but then we are aware of such uncertainties and accept them as a fact. We also acknowledge that emotions and wishes are facts, and we file them as emotionally cold-blooded as possible, even our own ones. And we are only doing this for stage one, our current situation. It's true, I told you about stage 2 and 3, which are additional elements of the bridge. But before we do that, a couple of other things have to be done. And by the way, you heard me saying this term area of activity. Take it intuitive, I will come to that, don't worry about it. Now, in this chapter, we are doing a few more steps, a few more elements, meaning more than just two, in order to build up our leadership, our bridge to achievement. Based on given reality, or better, based on our perception of our understanding of our current reality, we plan actions to reach our intention. Now, the important part of that sentence is based on given reality. It is no leadership at all to paint a picture of a desired reality on a blank piece of paper. Leadership is about to have a plan how to go to your desired reality from where you are right now. I mean, we all know that, especially in politics. They tell us constantly how the world should be, and if we are a good person, if we are of good character, of course we have to agree. That is no leadership. In best case, this is called marketing. Worst case, that is called propaganda. Leadership is based on the given reality, or to give it a little different twist, I would like to use another word and rephrase. In order to lead, you have to accept reality. Let us stay with that thought for a couple of seconds. I mean, if you read biographies of great managers, of great leaders, or hear great manager of these times talking, you might get the impression that it is a good and powerful attitude to not accept reality. That is power rhetoric. The problem here is a poor use of language and nothing else. I believe managers need to have a good and detailed understanding of language, and if you want to train something, it is the accurate use of language. In this case, accepting reality does not mean accepting status quo as unchangeable. Accepting reality is not resignation or surrender to status quo. Accepting reality is to accept where you are right now. A couple of years ago, I participated in what is called a helicopter underwater escape training, Hewitt, at a German place called Engesande. Trainers were German ex-military Kampfschwimmer, which is the German version of Navy SEALs, pure professionals without any hooray attitude. As the name says, the purpose of that training is to prepare you for a helicopter crash overseas, like the helicopter crashes into the ocean and you have to climb out of that subsurface. So what they do, they put you in a box and throw you into the water a couple of times, and you got to do the drill underwater to simulate such an accident. Now, the trainers told us that the decisive element for survival of a real accident is to accept the situation. You are crashing. You have to accept that. You have to accept the reality. It happens to you. You sit in a helicopter. That helicopter is crashing into the sea. You probably will break your leg or an arm when touching surface. You will sink into the water. Cold water will be flooding into the helicopter, and most likely the helicopter will flip upside down. If you want to lead yourself out of that situation and you want to achieve survival, you have to accept that reality and accept the reality of pain. That is different than just knowing the facts and wishing you were somewhere else. You have to accept that reality. There's no room for wishful thinking. And that means, less dramatic in a corporate environment. It is not enough to know time and budget. You have to accept time and budget. It is not enough to know about legal restrictions to your business. You do have to accept those restrictions. And it is not enough to know that a single parent has to pick up her or his child at 2:30 p.m. at the kindergarten, as pointed out probably in the contract. You as a manager have to accept it. And it is not a sign of strong leadership to be ignorant about according reality. It never has been, and it never will be. I believe you got the point. So, let us then start with chapter 4. Ready? Let's go.